Hello, everybody. Welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Let's take a walk and go see what's in the fridge today. Hello, everybody. Thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Look at the big bottle we have today. This is from Heavy Seas. This is their Holy Sheet. And it says here it is a Belgian-style Abbey Ale aged in brandy barrels. Sounds delicious, doesn't it? This is one of them that I picked up at Total Wine when we went down there in North Carolina on the last beer run. And it's got a big label from them over top of what they've got printed here. Maybe I can get that off so we can see what they've got. Uncharted waters explores the unique changes that happen to beer when exposed to wood. Each beer showcases a robust style, carefully matched with a wood treatment to produce a range of complex flavors. Vintage dating encouraged further exploration of the aging process, as much about the voyage as the destination. We hope you enjoy these beers in a spirit which they were brewed. Well, imagine that. Well, I don't see a date on the label. This is a 9% beer, so it's not going to go bad anytime soon. So maybe there's something on there. The bottle is sweating profusely. It's about 80 some degrees in this room with all the lights on in here, so it doesn't take long for the bottles to start sweating once I bring them out of the fridge and set them in here with all the lights and stuff going on. Alright, let's get on with this one, guys. Let's see, this is a Duvel or a double at 9%. It says it was brewed once, so this is a one-time brew. The actual dating on the Total Wine sticker here says 5/12/2013, which tells me this year's edition, May of 2013. So the food pairings for this: the cheeses, the buttery brie, Gouda, Havarti, Swiss. Your more pungent cheeses, Gorgonzola, Limburger, and it says the meat is beef. This is a big beer. It's going to take a big dish to go with it. You wouldn't want to have this with pasta or anything like that. It's going to way overpower that dish. So the glassware calls for the goblet or the chalice. I'm not going to bring one of those out of the cabinet back there. The double glass will just have to do. So you can pour just about anything you want to. If you have a good chalice or a goblet, by all means do pour it in there. But I'm going to use a Duvel glass today, guys. It kind of enhances the aromas on these kind of beers. So that's what I'm going to do. So the beer can be solid for extended periods. So if you want to keep this in the fridge for several years, by all means, it will keep. So without further ado, let's get the cap off of this bad boy and get it into the glass. Let's pour a little grass up here on the back end. Maybe we'll get a finger or two ahead. Ooh, look at that, look at that, look at that. 2 fingers on a 9% beer. Impressive, very impressive. Over into the light, it is a brown, kind of murky looking color. I don't want to call it river water, but it is kind of brown. It's very reminiscent of a brown ale. A deep mahogany color. Not quite as red as a red ale would be, but it is a rich brown color, guys. And I can see a little bit of light through there, but it is so murky, not much. So it is fairly cloudy. And the head is dissipating. We're just barely above a finger left. Let's get a nose on this one and see what it's about. Wow. Definitely you can tell the Belgian influence on this. Dark fruit, plums, raisins, dates, figs, candied sugar, caramel, toffee. It's got a lot of things going on with this beer. I'm not a big brandy expert or drinker, but there's so much sweetness with this beer. I don't know if it's masking it or enhancing it. I'm not getting a big brandy influence. Well, maybe it's in the taste, guys. So let's give it a taste and see what we got here. Here, you can see the head is down to less than a half a finger there now. So it's going quickly, but it's leaving a nice lacing on the glass there. Cheers, everybody. Definitely getting the brandy on the back end of the taste on this. Very sweet. Wow. Very nice. Very big. This one would have been better if we'd let this one sit just a little while longer. It does have a little alcohol presence on the back end of it. And that's probably going to get a little stronger as it warms up. It's right out of the fridge, so. Still a very tasty beer for 9%. Wow. Very tasty. A lot of dark fruit, candied sugar in this one to my taste. Well, let's let it warm up and we'll come back and we'll do the final chug and let her have the other half of this bottle and see how it changes as it warms up. So if I get any other notes or if the brandy becomes more stronger, I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little bit left here in the glass. Very tasty beer. Just remember this is a 9%er, and as it warms up, which it has now, I've been on this about an hour, it's a little on the boozier side on the back end, but being aged in the brandy barrels, you're going to get a little of that influence on the beer. So, very tasty though. I enjoyed this one quite a bit. Heavy Seas does some really good stuff. I like most of the stuff that I do get or review for these guys. So, it's pretty tasty. I enjoy it. Let's do the final chug on this one, guys. A nice Belgian influence with the candied sugar and the breadiness and the dark fruit. Very nice, very tasty, very well made beer. Not too boozy on the back end, just a little bit as it warms up. So, and like I said, I think some of that is coming from the aging in the brandy barrels. So, very tasty, guys. If you've had this, and give me some comments back on this one. They only did this once, and I don't think there's any kind of dating on this bottle. I've not noticed it pouring it now that the condensation has gone off of it. So if you want to find out when it was done, you would have to go to their website, which I'm not a big fan of, but still, being a brewed once beer and having the total wine sticker on it of 515, that may be when they got it in the store. That doesn't tell you how old the beer is. So I think it's fairly fresh. I think it's this year's version of it anyway. And being a 9%, it's not going to go bad that quick. So very tasty. I'm gonna give it to A, which is an A minus. It would probably be a 9 if it had a date on it. So I'm gonna give it the 8, which is A minus. I think it's an A beer. It's very tasty. I don't drink a lot of quads or stuff like this. I don't think it's really considered a quad at 9%. Let's see what it says here. It says it's a double, not even a triple. So I would almost consider this at least a triple, if not a quad. But that's just my ratings, not the guideline rating. So it's very tasty. It's definitely worth trying. If you can get this beer, pick it up and give it a try. If you like that style of beer. The ratings from Beer Advocate are 88, which is in a very good range. And Rate Beer says it's 89 overall and 75 in the style. So they're saying it's not quite fitting the style too much. I don't know if that's because it's aged in the brandy barrels or they just didn't like it fitting into the doubles category. So it's good. It's definitely good. It's definitely worth trying. I'm glad I did. Very tasty. Nice change up for me, drinking a lot of IPAs and stouts and stuff. And over the last couple of days, we did a couple of pale ales because I had one of my subs say, You must not like pales. You don't do very many of them. So that's why I went ahead and searched through the fridge and got some of those lower ABV pale ales out of the way. And probably should have done them earlier, like I said, when I did those reviews. But it is what it is. Sometimes, like I said, they rotate back to the back and I forget they're in there, and they expire, or they sit in there longer than they should before I review them. So with that being said, if you've had this one, give me some comments back on this one, guys, whether you liked it, didn't like it, loved it, best thing you ever had, couldn't stand it. As always, rate, comment, subscribe, and let's go check and see what's in the fridge tomorrow. See everybody then.